Okay, this is going to pick up on where we left off with the last one. Sorry about that abrupt ending. But again, we just dropped in some paint over here. We gave it a little reflection, and then we turned off the original layer of the letter O. All right, so a couple of the things that you can do. First of all, you'll notice I still have a selection here of crawling ants. Before I can do anything else, I need to deselect. So if I'm going to D, and I want to rasterize that, it's going to rasterize, but then when I try to do something on that layer, I'm going to get an error message. Couldn't transform the selected pixels because the selected area is empty. Because on the D layer, there is nothing in there that is in this location. So you say, okay, oh, that's right, I've got to get rid of that. I'm going to deselect. Now when I'm on this D layer, I can go ahead and change it out. Okay? So there's a couple other things you can do inside of your transform menu. In transform, you could transform scale, which would transform the size. You already know about that. You can rotate it, turn it a little bit. Like let's say I want to drop and I want to start transforming those letters to look like they're falling off. Once I'm done, I press the Enter key. And then I edit transform. I can skew it, which is going to kind of allow me to just do maybe trapezoidal type shapes, and I can press the Enter key or the Escape key if I don't like what I did. Distort, another way to just, again, move it around. Again, Escape key if I don't like it, or Enter key if I do. Perspective warp, which means I drag this and it's going to look like it's shrinking away from us, getting wider as it comes toward us. Obviously, we see that there's a problem right now as we're working on it. But when I press Enter, you can see that it does clear that up quite a bit. I'm going to take that one away, and I'm going to show you the last one, which is a lot of fun. Transform and warp. Again, if these are not available options, you need to check and make sure that your layer is not a text layer. Okay? So I'm going to warp it. It opens up a little grid over the top, and I'm going to Control+ to zoom in. I'm going to put my history back in, and you'll see that I can grab different parts of this, and I can manipulate that if I want to drastic measures, to very basic measures, whatever it might be, however works with your design. And then once you're done and you're happy with it, you're going to go ahead and press the Enter key. Now, if you look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Go back in history, go up one level, and you'll see that it's put back. Put your history back in, and again, keep going. If I go to the R layer, you can see I can only do a few things. I can't do some of these distortions over here. So definitely keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and do my free transform, which is Control-T. And I can easily rotate that one and get that in line. As soon as I'm happy with it, get moving. Okay? Renaming your layers is really important. So I'm going to click right on the word. This one's called a drop. Notice I'm not really going to rename my text layers because that tells me actually what's on the text layer. So I really don't need to do that. But again, please use your tools wisely. If you're going to utilize your eraser to erase portions, make it smaller, make it smaller. Again, mine's kind of skipping over there, so you have to pardon me. Okay, I can use my smudge tool. My smudge tool is used just like a brush. I'm going to go ahead and give a hard edge smudge tool, and I'm going to go ahead and make it smaller. So let's say I want this drop to come upwards. I can smudge that upwards and make it look, maybe this, instead of a drop, maybe my word, it would help me to have a flame idea. I can actually make this shape, oops, let me go back to it. I can actually make this shape and actually start smudging things up to make them look like flames. And depending on which one I choose and how I do it and how strong it is, I get different results. You see this smudge tool, it almost, it kind of makes it very much not useful to have it at 100%. You can see it just smudges and you don't get that little sort of wispy edge, if you will. So like that, okay? So I can keep smudging the same place. And again, I get all those different details. Maybe that's hair. Maybe that's flames, like I said, or something windy. I do want to make sure you realize, again, this is not my most stunning example, but it was something really quick to show you. it is really important that you do think about the fact that this will not utilize pictures. I don't want to see a bottle of eye drops. I want to see the word that has been transformed into a little nod towards what it is. So again, it's like it's the difference between, oh, okay, I see a picture and, oh, okay, I see it. We want that second one. We want that, oh my gosh, that's so clever. It should be clever. If it's not clever, if it's just a picture of the word and some other things with it, it's just functional. You're not, I think, pushing yourself enough to move towards clever. That's higher order thinking that we are definitely pressing forward with here. Thank you so much and happy working.